But in the morning times, is there anything you do before jumping right into seeing kids or something that when you do it, it helps? Even if it's connect. Oh. She's giving the. She's giving. Brian's like, I'm not going there. But that is connecting
TMI.
with other people.
No, we can't do that with other people. What do you mean? How do you do
Aren't
things?
you? That is connection.
Leave it to this one.
Yeah.
Captain
Whatever.
TMI. I really love these episodes where it's just the three of us.
The best was the look on Brian's face was like, can he just...
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for coming.
Okay.
Oldish, the show where age-old questions meet new-age answers. With your hosts, Randy Spelling, Brian Austin Green, and Sharna Burgess.
Welcome to Oldish.
We did it.
We did it
on the first go.
Perfect.
I feel like we've nailed it now. I
We've
feel
got
like
it.
we
We're
can do
pros
this.
at this
It's only going to
point.
go downhill from this
Totally.
point forward.
I love that it's just us this time. This is fun. We've had so many amazing guests, but we don't often get to. Whoa. Shove the
mic is
mic in
getting
my
awfully
face for those that are
close.
only listening. We don't often get to sit with just us, so I feel like it's really cool to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. So,
This is cool. So what's really funny is like in talking about what it is, you know, we kind of want to get into in this episode. Connection is a big one for us. Yet that's exactly what we are already doing. Just the three of us sitting here getting into this.
Getting
And,
connected.
Yeah.
I
Getting
love
connected.
it.
It's
Randy, you
amazing.
came up with this idea. You asked one of our guests at some point as we've been recording, like, what makes you feel connected? And it stumped that person. You could see them visually,
Yeah.
like just they were going through it internally, like, I don't know. What makes
Connecting
me
is
connected?
hard to do because it's like, well, connecting with myself or connecting with the
Like-
people around
like,
me.
what does
what do
that
you
The first thing
mean?
you do is you start
Yeah.
asking questions of like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, looking for a definition and an explanation and the box of how it is you manage your life and what it is you do.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think the simple fact that it's you can't just answer what makes you feel connected other than having questions about in what way means you don't necessarily feel connected.
Right. And so I thought it was a great conversation to bring up
Yeah.
between us because, you know, for everyone listening, it's like, what does that even mean to you? So let's start with that. Like when someone says, how do you connect? How do you feel connected? What's the first place you go to?
So, yeah, you want to go, baby? I don't know.
So for me, honestly, I think the first thing that connects me is like truly living consciously in every moment. Because then when I do, then I take the time to listen to myself, to listen to the people that are around me, to listen, to really pay attention to what is happening, and then react the way that I want to. But what living consciously does is it forces you to really be in the moment with how it is you feel, what it is you hear, what you perceive other people hear, what their expressions are, what energy it is they're putting out, what the things that you're saying and doing are shifting within them. Like it's truly being conscious of everything that is happening. So I notice the more I do that in life, the more connected I feel with myself, with the people around me.
Do you have to prompt yourself to do that?
Sometimes no. Sometimes, I mean, I think the more I do it now in life, the more it becomes second nature for me. But there's still times where when I get really frustrated over something or I'm really feeling short-tempered that day or you have those off days.
Yeah.
You have those days where it's like, God, I just cannot, I'm not taking the time that I need. I'm feeling more frustrated than normal. I'm feeling like I need more time to myself than normal. I'm just feeling angsty. And so it's hard in those moments to just, second nature, connect with people and take the time to step back and do all of that. So on those days, I really have to talk myself through it sometimes and go, okay, I'm feeling more frustrated right now, but what is really going on? What did I really just hear? How do I really want to be in? And it's tough. It's not, we talk about this all the time, like living consciously, spending time with yourself, like really focusing, is not just forwarding your life and forwarding and learning and progressing and being in the, that's not easy for anyone, I don't think. Every single person, it takes work. And that's why, you still have Buddhist monks that live on the top of a mountain that spend half the day just meditating. It's like, because it's not easy for people. It's not. People have to come up with their way of forcing themselves to really be in the moment and really be the person that they want to be.
I think it's really hard to be in the moment sometimes. Life is chaotic. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving pieces. I know for me, for example, when you asked me that very question before we started recording, what makes you feel connected? And I was like, well, I know that meditating does, but I don't do that enough. I know.
Right. You said, well, the right answer is.
The right answer is meditating. I know that works for me. I will feel connected to myself. The other layer on that, for me, living present and consciously, is gratitude practice. Taking stock of what I have, feeling grateful that I'm not coming from a reactive place, a hot-tempered place, an energetically negative place. I'm coming from a place of love, openness, and gratitude for everything that's in my world. But I don't do enough gratitude practice at the moment because life gets chaotic, and 4 kids and work and life and planning and all the things, groceries, like whatever, laundry, life gets in the way of it. And so then I go, okay, I'm having these days where I'm not feeling connected. I'm not feeling present. And sometimes you can be like, mom, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it.
I never should have taught him my name.
When is this going to stop? But it can honestly build up, and I don't feel connected. If anything, I feel connected to a rising overwhelm instead of anything else. And that's when I go, it's like my check-in point of, oh, I've let it go too far.
But you just said it right there. I feel connected to rising overwhelm. So you do feel connected.
Okay,
it's just instead of the right thing of what we think of, like meditation and whatever, that was actually a good signal of saying, this is what's going on. If I'm connecting inward right now, I am irritated. I need to take care of this.
Yeah, true,
right?
True. So I guess in that sense, we're always connected in some way, whether it be positive or negative. We're always feeling connection to something. And that's, I guess, what you have to manage.
That's a fortune cookie. There's something good there.
Oh, did I just drop a nugget? Oh, my God. But for me, I know that I need to, the way I can feel connected with everyone around me better and more deeply is by actually connecting to myself first. It's put the oxygen on you first before you put it on your kid next to you.
I was just going to say.
And I'm fucking terrible at it.
Like finding
Randy.
that
I'm
thing.
terrible at it.
Like for me, like DIY, like you find that thing that like is kind of takes you out of the life that seems too big, and it gives you, it's that space where you sit with yourself and you go, okay, I feel like I'm at my best right now, and I'm really listening to myself, and I'm in the space I want. Like that for me. Some people do meditations. I don't do any meditation. My meditation is literally DIY.
That is a form of meditation for you.
It's an active meditation. Yeah.
But I think it's important for people to find those things, whatever it is they are, whether it's dance, whether you find, whether it's gardening, like whatever those things are that really connect you with just that quiet inside of you. And they give you that time to just sit and listen to yourself and listen to the way it all feels. It's so important.
Yeah. I do know that sometimes I get overwhelmed with trying to give so much of myself to 4 kids, right? Like transparently, I have 4 babies and I would love them all and I want to give them everything, and trying to give them everything all the time is exhausting. And I remember reading some stuff on when are the most important parts of a child's day, right? To really, truly connect to them. And it really helped me. And it's when they wake up. So the first time you see them in the morning, and the love, the snuggles, the how did you sleep, the giving them attention, the connecting with them, the getting them ready for their day, their school, whatever. Then it's after your longest separation. So you make a point when they come home from school to connect. How was your day? What's something you learned? Tell me something you're grateful for. Whatever. Give them a big cuddle. Play a game. Bodhi and I play chess now. Like whatever it is, make time for that when they come home. And then obviously the good night. But all those in-betweens, they're okay. And it's even like that with Zane too. When my mum's there and someone's taking care of him, I've had to remind myself there's 3 key moments here. There's when our mornings together, which are always beautiful, and we always have snuggles. I'll crawl into his crib with him some days and we play. Like, it's so much fun.
So cute.
And then after our longest separation, I will make a big fuss. We will play with each other. Even if it's 5 minutes, I'll build something with him. I'll read a book, and then it's the going to bed. And so I feel better about knowing, I can commit to these moments. I can commit to being connected in these moments instead of stressing myself out, having to do it all the time and feeling guilt and shame for not feeling connected all the time.
Right. Because that factors in, right? If you know that you want to be more connected or you want to give more of yourself, and then you feel that you're not doing that, or you can't do that, then there's the guilt and the shame, and then you feel worse about it, and then that spirals into not doing more of that.
Yes, absolutely, because then you just feel shitty about yourself.
Yeah.
Then
you were just telling the story about going for a walk with your girls.
With your kids, yeah.
And how amazing that was, and what a great connecting experience that was.
It was 8 minutes. It was 8 minutes, but that 8 minutes changed the whole day. It was the best part of my day. At one point, we held hands, which was really sweet, and we had this beautiful conversation.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I'm not always so good at connecting inward either.
Wow.
And I say funny enough because I think you both probably think because of what I do for a living and whatever that I'm always doing that, but I'm not. Life is busy for me. It gets the
shocking to hear. This is the guy that makes his own shoes and came running up the stairs.
with matching my own shoes.
Let's just set that record straight for a second.
One day, I'm gonna do some woodworking.
Well, I'm gonna stick with that story. I think we should just agree to disagree.
Yeah, sure. Right. He makes his own shoes and only eats bananas.
Yeah.
No, it is hard to pull myself away from the phone sometimes. I've shared this with you that I'm trying to live more intuitively. Instead of I'm able to do this with clients where I purposely try, instead of just firing back an answer, to say one moment, and I will sometimes close my eyes or I will ask the question, what do they need right now? What is it that I'm not seeing? And sure enough, a different answer comes, but that takes connection. And sometimes I fight against going inward because it's still, for some reason, it can be uncomfortable or it's not practiced. My mind and my reaction is practiced. That is, the quickest default. But then again, every single time I go inward, I'm never let down. I always get something. But it is a daily challenge. Just the same. And it's like, I know the right thing. I know that if I meditate, I try and do it every night before bed. And there are, maybe I do it 5 or 6 nights out of 7, but there's one night where I might just be so tired. And I know that I'll feel better if I meditate, but I know time-wise, if I go to bed too late, I need my sleep, so there's that constant struggle.
Yeah.
Right.
What about morning time? Because I think, look, three types of connection. There could be others. I think connection is really found in a trinity. There is connection to self in some way. There's connection to other people, and there's connection to something outside of yourself. Let's call that a higher power. God, spiritual, nature, star, I don't know, whatever fits for you. And ideally, you would practice all 3 of those at some point throughout your day. But in the morning times, is there anything you do before jumping right into seeing kids or something that when you do it, it helps? Even if it's She's giving the. Brian's like, I'm not going there. But that is connecting
TMI.
with other people.
No, we can't do that with other people. What do you mean? How do you do
Aren't
things
you? aren't you other people?
Oh, I thought you meant outside of us. Other people. I got very confused for a second there, Randy.
You're connecting with yourself.
Oh, right.
You're
and then other
connecting with
people.
someone else,
Yeah.
whether it's even your kids, your partner.
Yeah.
You're practicing some form of connection,
in some way or another.
right? That is connection.
Leave it to this one.
Yeah.
Captain
Whatever.
TMI. I really love these episodes where it's just the three of us.
The best was the look on Brian's face was like, and he just...
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, so you like to practice connection in the morning in that way.
Yeah.
So you connect to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you, is that your
Well, it's not a solo action.
preferred
so, yeah.
way of connecting in the morning?
Well, no, I mean it varies. Sometimes
varies.
yes, but we always make a point of just connecting in some way together before we get out of bed, because then at that point we selflessly, it's all about the kids. It's
Right.
all about celebrating that everyone's there. It's morning time. Oh my God, I love you. How's everything going? Let's get everything together. So we make a point of, and Sharna's way better at this, honestly, than I am. Like, she makes a point of just really connecting and just looking me in the eye and saying good morning. And like, so we'll try and spend, even if it's 2 minutes, just kind of laying with each other and cuddling and sharing that energy.
At least that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something. And it's for me, for my benefit, because I'm a physical touch love language, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and even though I know it's not the case internally, if life is lifing, right? And I might still be snoozing and he gets up because one of our dogs, Sasha, is about to poop in our room or whatever it is, and he's out and then the kids are there and he's distracted. I'm like, oh my God, he's mad at me. Like, it's my instant reaction because my cup is filled with physical touch. So I always make that point, like that skin on skin cuddling, the kiss, good morning, the what, I need that connection. And I don't mean skin on skin as in sex. I mean like my partner and me holding hands, cuddling, kissing, whatever that is. I need that physical connection with him. Connection with him. Look him in the eyes, tell him I love him. Even if it's the redundant "how did you sleep" question that I feel like every married couple asks each other. And you're like, is this what you say in the morning? How did you sleep? But I need that for me to start my day, to feel connected to him, to go out. Because if I come down, unless I'm like dead to the world sleeping and I know he's letting me sleep, and I'll come down and join them in the kitchen. But if we've just sort of like passed like ships in a sense and not really had that moment to connect, I'll feel off kilter being down there and in our morning.
You feel the disconnection in
I
some
feel
way.
the disconnection. So when we're down there and coffee's being made and the busyness of the morning's happening, getting kids ready for school, I'm not feeling this connection, which is a thread for me. This is I don't know how to put that fully into words, but I need that to start my entire day.
It feels like a partnership, like we're going downstairs as a partnership to do the day, compared to like we're going on our own and we're sort of doing our own
Yeah,
thing.
sure. And I think that happens with so many couples, right? Is you life happens, you're working, you have kids.
Yeah.
And it's like two ships passing. And when one morning becomes, okay, you're up and doing stuff with the kids, and then it's 2 mornings, and then it's 5 mornings.
What is your normal routine in connecting? What do you do in the morning?
So when my girls were really young, I was the first thing would be going to get the baby, right? And then it was when they were old enough, they'd climb out of the crib, they'd come in the room. And I remember the feeling, it was probably the cortisol and adrenaline of waking up to, hi, okay, I'll change the diaper. The thought occurred to me, I need to put the oxygen on myself first. I need to do something for myself. So for me back then, it was 10 minutes of meditation. I'd go in my closet, I'd close the door, I'd light a candle, and I'd meditate.
Like you'd force yourself to wake up at like 5 a.m. and
Yeah, I would wake up. So if they got up at 6 o'clock, let's say, I would wake up at 5:40 and I would go meditate. Later on, this turned into working out because I am always doing breakfast with the girls and whatnot, even now. And so I will, I'll work out in the morning before I even do anything with them, so that I feel
Your tank
alert,
is full.
I feel awake, and I feel that I've done something for myself, because I have a tendency, I'm a super doer and a giver, and I will do and I will give. We were talking about this. And if I don't practice giving to myself first and set the bar,
You resent giving to anybody else.
I resent. I'll be a little bit more short-tempered
Right.
or short-fused.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I feel depleted because I haven't given to myself.
Yeah.
So, and you know, honestly, I tell people when it comes to connection, you don't have to, or meditation or you don't have to do 30 minutes at a time. Get out of bed or sit in bed, sit up and practice 20 seconds of gratitude, or look up if, you know, it's up, or say thank you. Put your hand on your heart and say, I love you. I'm so happy to be alive. What am I going to do with
It's a
today?
really fascinating thing, because I don't practice that all the time. And to hear, for some reason, just hearing it right now, it seems so simple. It's like, okay, I just need to make sure that I take that time in the morning, so I don't then resent giving everything to everybody else when I go downstairs. You know, I've given a little bit of myself to myself also, so I feel complete before I go down. And I don't always do that.
Yeah, it is vital. I mean,
That's
I'll tell you, you know, having taught this to many people and saw the results as I'm coaching people and seeing how that one little practice changes. I had a client call me the other day and say, you know, we talked about hugging my child self and just giving myself a hug when needed. And she said that practice alone changed so much in her life. And it's what, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, or just taking a time out and going into the bathroom and looking at yourself in the mirror. I know Mel Robbins talks about that. She has a whole practice about getting up and talking to herself in the mirror. But like 10 seconds, we can start so small, but it primes your brain to go, oh, I'm worth it enough to give to myself, to love myself. And that 10 seconds might turn into 20 seconds. It might turn into a mini workout. It might turn into, I mean, in terms of working out, I'll tell people 2 minutes. Go do some push-ups on the floor. Go jump up and down if it's not going to wake anyone up, to get your heart flowing, because when your blood is pumping and your heart's moving, you're now connected to your body, as opposed to just being in reaction or looking on your phone, and you're in your head, but you're in sort of this trance la la land of being entertained and scrolling, and you've given your attention to something else, which is you've just given your attention to your kids or the people around you. You've done the same thing, but it's in your hand.
Connectedness, man. We got to create it for ourselves before you get the oxygen mask.
The
Do
oxygen
it
mask.
for yourself before
How do you
do it for others.
connect to your kids? I mean, what is like a simple practice that you do? Is it something at the dinner table?
Asking questions, sitting together, turning off devices, making it about like, hey, let's talk. And Sharna's great about this. How's your day? Let's talk about school. Let's talk about the things that are going on in your life. Like really making them feel like, okay, now it's your time. And then we also do a practice around the table of things that we're grateful for from that day. Hey, so each person, you'll name 2 things that you're grateful for. And you have to do that before you're excused from the table.
Right.
And it's great because the kids now are excited. Like, I am grateful for this meal. I'm grateful. They start getting into all of the cool things. And when we first started the practice, of course, everybody wants to list off the best things. So I'm grateful for my family, and I'm great, you know, and it starts becoming the same thing. You're hearing the same stuff from everyone. And then we got to the point where it was like, listen, just what are you grateful for today, for right now, past 5 minutes? Like it can be that simple. And then it's like they start really digging in and finding things that they're truly grateful for, instead of saying the things that they think we would want to hear them say they're grateful for.
That's the key. Even what you said earlier about meditation, you're like, the right answer is this. It's so funny how we're so trained to automatically know the right answer, what we should do, as opposed to being real. That was a moment for me when you said, I'm connected to that impatience that's happening right now, that I'm going to blow. That is connection. It's when we're not paying attention to that and it's happening, and then all of a sudden we explode. Or
Totally.
you're like, you're feeling disconnected, or you're sad about something, or you're unhappy, and you're not connecting to that. You're just sort of like pushing that away and doing all the things until it becomes so big that you're forced to look at it.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for
yeah,
listening,
so
right?
for our audience that watch this or listen to this right now, normally when it's just the three of us, we do kind of like a life lately sort of episode, just talking about things that are going on in our lives, because we think things are going on in everybody's lives. But this, we started for the first time now, and I really like it. It's kind of like a connection lately thing, and I think we're going to do this every once in a while, where we just sort of sit down, the three of us, and we talk about what is happening in life right now and what is either keeping us from connecting, or what's been helping us connect recently. And then honestly, it keeps the three of us connected. I think it's
there you go.
amazing.
It's a win all round.
Yeah,
It's
we
great.
talked a little bit a little while ago about like what's making you feel good, which is another form of connection, right?
Yeah.
Like what's working for you, as opposed to like what's wrong,
Right.
Sharna, what's
Yeah,
wrong, Brian.
totally.
It's like, what am I doing
Right.
right now?
Therapy can
that's-
also be a celebration of life, not just like a
Right.
question of what's not working.
I love it. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in with us. Speaking of being connected, please make sure that you go ahead and you like and subscribe. It helps us so much in creating content for you, in getting great guests, and in keeping Oldish going and moving. And if you like anything that was in this episode, Randy is the man. Let me just say that. Randy is the man. He guides Brian and I in these episodes when we're talking about things like connection. We learn so much from him, and it's been a gift to have him with us on season 1 and now season 2. So if you are feeling Randy's vibe and you're feeling like there's some things that you would love to work on, whether it is connectedness or something even bigger than that, please reach out to Randy. You can honestly Google his name and find him, but you can also go to randyspelling.com or Randy Spelling on Instagram. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
And head on over to oldishpodcast.com so you can see what it is we offer. All sorts of stuff. Bye.